Now we can go live. Now I can put the music back on. Is it working this time? I think it's working this time. Ugh. Thank you guys for tolerating all that bull honky. Let's see if we're here now. This time, it should be going live within Facebook. What's up, Curtis? How you doing? Let me knock that chat box out. I can speak to y'all separately. There we go. This time it's working right. Jeez, dang. Alright, I gotta first say thank you to everybody who participated in the Smash Bros. Tournament last week. That was awesome. That was fun. Thank you, Curtis, for sharing. And Ann says it's fixed. Says you're playing Hitman. Cool, yeah, I'm gonna play Hitman just a little bit. Hello, Ann. How are you doing? Charles says, hey, all. Let me make sure I'm earning pi. Okay. Get touch portal open. So yeah, first thing I gotta go figure out who the winners are for the Smash Bros. Tournament, and then we can get you guys your winnings, your earnings. Y'all know by now with UNF tournaments, we give out platform currency now for Smash Bros. Something like Rocket. I don't know. I think we do that for Rocket League too. I know we do it for Call of Duty. It's one of those things. Took us a while to get there. At first, it was I'm trying to remember what we gave out first. I'm trying to think, Tobago. Oh, I think it was like UNF gift cards at one point. And then there's a whole bunch of other restrictions and whatnot. But let me go through and go ahead and get these winners. Let me write them down. I gotta get organized. So we got Ash, which is Gabriel Salinas. And also I gotta verify that everybody who won actually either goes to UNF or is a graduate or something. Because if you're not, I can't give you the prize. It says so. Like the first part of the tournament says, this is for UNF students and alumni. So hopefully everybody is a UNF student. Charles, I'm pretty sure you're going to win the Smash Art Duel because I'm not getting that many entries. So that you're getting your money back. You'll win your donations back from Patreon. Which puts you in a dilemma. It's like, do I promote this more and not get the money? Or do I promote this more just for the sport of it? Charles, super surprising. Super surprising. The winnings are good. I wonder if it's like I'm wondering if it's something because it skews younger typically with Smash, and maybe artists. I remember when I was younger, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to compete still. I compete like in 4th grade, but a lot of artists don't like competing with their work or they're afraid to put it out there. You know, for judgment. There's one thing to put it on social media, it's another thing to enter a contest. So I wonder if that's part of it. I don't know. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Thomas says it worked. Hey! Finally, right? River Rextar, you tied for 5th. Alright, but no. Royal Mask had more wins. Maybe I'll do another 5 for River Rextar later. my own dime or something. I'll write it down just in case. I'll make that decision. How's everybody's weekend? What who would like to play in another Smash Bros tournament that's open to all, or what game do you want us to do instead? Next. Overwatch, Call of Duty, Yu-Gi-Oh! Thomas, everyone be careful in the storm. It froze all the generators at a data center in Dallas. So it's been a fun day. Holy crap, that's right, because Texas. Yeesh. Did they have like a 100-car pileup the other day, and now there's so many people that are without electricity, and it's like freezing over there. Everybody in Texas, be careful. Alright, I got their names. Let me get their email addresses now. I almost put it on the stream. That would have been bad. I can't be putting out people's information like that. Alright. Ash, where are you, Ash? Okay, I got that one. Now I need Moshi. Gotta figure out what we're gonna do if some of these guys, some of these people, see, look, I'm trying to be better, don't have a UNF affiliation. Like, what do I do with the prize then? Like, I think I can still announce them as the winners, but I just can't give them the prize, unfortunately. Let's see, so far I've got 2 people that didn't leave anything for UNF, so I'm doubtful. Alright, 3. Let's see, Crabs. Crabs will not die. Crabs will not die beat me 50,000 times at Smash that day. It's an accurate count. Yeah, it's... We're talking about the Texas part's crazy, right? We're talking about the Texas part? Is that, I think that's... Okay. Chris, it still baffles me the amount of snow that Texas is getting for being a southern state. Yeah. Curtis, donate to a charity? I can't. It's not up to me. It's not my money to donate. I gotta ask UNF what to do. It's a good idea. It might just end up trickling down to the next winner, though. I think if... Hey, what's up, Emilio? How you doing? Emilio. I don't think they can donate it to a charity, because I think it's complicated. It's money that was allocated for one thing, and once you get to a charity thing, it involves different stuff with taxes and whatnot. Which also means it needs different people's approval, and so on and so forth. See, Amelia, Killer Instinct tournament? Maybe. That's not a bad idea. Killer Instinct has pretty good netcode, right? Does anybody really play Killer Instinct though? Anybody that doesn't, with the exception of Maximilian, does anybody else play Killer Instinct still? Man, I've got some Killer Instinct stores for y'all with the Microsoft Store. That is for dang sure. I remember here, I'll give you guys story time just a second. I've almost got all the email addresses. I'll give you a story of GAM and the Microsoft Store. Alright, I think I've got that stuff. Least if there was just a Twitch Rivals for Killer Instinct, it was amazing. Yeah, but I'm saying that was with Maximilian though. And like he's hardcore about Killer Instinct all the time. Like probably once a month he does a Killer Instinct video or he talks about Killer Instinct anytime there's a conversation on netcode. So to do a Killer Instinct tournament outside of Maximilian is like, would anybody enter it? Would they even know about it? I don't think so, to be honest. Charles says, haven't played Killer Instinct in a minute. Emilio, I think after the tournament, it is one of the best netcode, that's for sure. I think after the tournament, pick back up. I'm still doubtful of that. I don't think people played it for more than, I mean, we'll find out soon, but I think it probably spiked for the tournament and then because I'm trying to think, what was Killer Instinct? That was for the Xbox One, right? When that launched. And I don't think there's like an upgraded or anything version for the Xbox Series X or whatever the fuck it's called. Everybody's talking about Guilty Gear. But I don't think the Killer Instinct kind of... I know, it's been kind of like under the radar for such a long time. Yeah, Xbox and PC. That's right, Xbox and PC. So I guess you could probably play it on Game Pass, right? Do they have Killer Instinct on Game Pass with all the DLC? Curtis, netcode? Yeah, netcode is just like, it's how good is it online in terms of being responsive. The quickest way of putting it. It's free to play? That's good. Well, let's see. Let's hit Twitch right now. See if people are playing. Killer Instinct. There might be more people in this chat right now than there are people watching Killer Instinct on Twitch. Ultra Arcade is streaming it to 2 viewers. Actual Killer Instinct is streaming it, and 42 people are watching it. Killer Instinct was a really fun game. Like, it did a lot of things right. I've just always had a problem with... I don't like the art direction in Killer Instinct at all. Lee's heard me talk about this before. But I think the art direction in Killer Instinct is... It is so heavily entrenched in wanting to be like a 90s comic book. Which in itself is fine. But like the color palettes that they choose and the way they design the characters versus like the backgrounds on most of the stages, it's so hard to figure out what the hell is going on. Like a lot of times, like this stage, it's actually, there's a difference. But even like here, the saturation and tones between this character, even though they're kind of like, it's Dark Jake, Shadow Jacob. And this back down here, it's like the same saturation level, so they blend into each other. This is one of the few stages where there's a huge color pop. Usually the background is so intense, it's hard to discern. But I love what they did with combo breakers, the actual combo and fighting system within Killer Instinct. Amelia, I could see you playing it. I used to play it a lot, like especially when it came out. When Killer Instinct came out in the arcades and SNES, I was all about Killer Instinct. Especially, it was kind of, I mean, any fighting game back then I was playing. Hell, I was playing fucking Fighter's History. But and the sounds were cool. The sound effects were awesome. But it was one of those games I always wanted to like it more than I actually did. If that makes sense. I wanted to love Killer Instinct the same amount that I love Street Fighter, even Mortal Kombat, Rival Schools, and all that. But it's always just kind of like Killer Instinct is always good when there's nothing else to play. I mean, think about when Killer Instinct came out. Its biggest advantage when it came out is that there were no other fighting games out. Like when it came out for Xbox One, it was it. And it paved the way on a lot of things. I'm not taking that away from it. I just personally didn't have that great a time playing Killer Instinct. And I just don't think Killer Instinct has the same appeal as a lot of other fighting games. But if you guys want to play it, enough people want to play it through a tournament, we'll do it. Charles says SNES Killer Instinct was pretty dope, but the new one looks ugly. Yeah. Kind of agree. Like the SNES version, at least it reflected everything cutting edge looked kind of like that at the time. Like going for like that 3D stuff, like Donkey Kong Country was still hot. And it was very groundbreaking in so many ways. Like would I go back and play it now? No. Like the new Killer Instinct, again, I feel like it does a lot of cool things technologically, but I don't think art direction wise it's very good. And for me, like art direction's important. It's not important to everybody. That's just a me thing. Like even this, that's so cheesy. Curtis, I'm really not familiar with Guilty Gear. Honestly, the first time I heard someone mention Guilty Gear around 7 years ago when I was downtown. Guilty Gear is freaking awesome. I think the first time I played Guilty Gear was probably Dreamcast or something like that. Lee says, it was always difficult for me to watch the tournaments because of that. Especially when the screen is like IMAX. Yeah! You got that humongous screen and look at a stage like Glacius. Look at Glacius fighting on their own stage. You can barely... Oh, man, like... Glacius, I'm not even spelling it right. Killer Instinct. Where's... I just lost the chat. Where the hell's the chat? There we go. This is what I'm talking about. And let me find the chat because I lost it. Where are you, Scooby-Doo? Emily says, well, I'd either like Killer Instinct MK11 for Honor, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. Worms Rumble. Super Smash Bros. MK11. If enough people want to do Killer Instinct, Amelia, even though I'm completely shitting on it, and I apologize for that. She came in all hyped for it. I'd be okay. I'd be down for it. Just have to have enough people sign up. Worms Rumble, that's an interesting pick. For Honor, I haven't played that much. How's For Honor? Tell me about it. Charles, the new Guilty Gear looks sick. It does. Amelia says, that looks awesome. Look at that dope art. It was dope at the time. I'm not gonna front. But look at this stage right here. Look at this. Like from an... Ugh. Like, look at this crap. Someone got paid to design this. This character is built off ice, and they put him on a stage that was all snow and ice. And he gets lost. So, like, by default, you play anybody on this stage, and you are Glacius, you have an advantage. because they are going to have a tougher time seeing you. Curtis, Guilty Gear's been around that long? Yeah, it's been around a long time. Millie says, that stage is amazing, especially with the music. I'm not saying the stage by itself has a good design. And Glacius by itself has a good, I'll say a decent design. But because of the art direction, decisions that are made based on like color and contrast, and just having the wherewithal to know which characters are going, how your characters are going to be placed on the stage, this is bad. If you squint, these colors start to mirror. Imagine you're somebody who has any level of like color blindness. This level just became a nightmare. What would you have done to make them more visually appealing for Glacius? For Glacius, I'd put him in Santa's workshop, and everything would be red and green in the background. And then he would. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, because I like the idea of Glacius kind of being this like clear, or at least these blues and whites. So maybe push that a little bit harder. And I think you can't. I think the main thing is you can't decide to put him in an ice level. I think maybe this is something, and maybe they did this on a variant stage. Put him on a stage where there's like, if you want to think of Antarctica in the snow, put the Aurora Borealis behind him or something, where you have all these undulating colors or something vibrant behind him, so he can still pop off from the background. Or maybe you find some other way. Honestly, maybe all the characters need some other kind of like a higher contrast, a different level of saturation where the color, if all the colors are more vibrant for the characters and then you desaturate the background or vice versa, then you've got heavier contrast and things don't bleed into each other so much. You can even see it right now. This character, the other version of Glacius that's moving in, see the saturation, the tones of the colors? It's already starting to bleed in with the steel back there. Like this, it's a similar level of saturation. And says they can't all be pretty Arxis games. They can't. Fortunately, I still wish I wish they would do Street Fighter 6 like Street Fighter Alpha and just make it anime as fuck. Amelia, well, Glacius is a zoner, so he already has an advantage. That's true too. Lee, North Pole. Amelia, you can make him red and green if you want. Yeah, just give him like a Santa hat, and there you go. You could also make him just so ridiculously white to convey snow and coldness too. But then you have to make sure that the other levels don't conflict with him. Hey Adam, what's up, buddy? Charles says the background could be more desaturated also, something to make the character. See, me and Charles are on the same page. Our people know what I'm talking about. Charles says the background is maybe too in focus. The contrast doesn't have enough of a difference. I agree. Damn, Ryan, quit saying what I'm saying. No, you're right. And actually, so that's really important to say too, because Lee will chime in on this too. The foreground and the background have this almost the same level of focus. So you almost want to push the focal length off from each other. Like they need to be differentiated more. It's a cool looking stage. The stage looks cool as shit. No pun intended. But it's, yeah, man. Like make something that we can actually understand, and when we're looking at it without having to constantly, like right now you have to look at this and your brain has to spend that extra half a second to a second to figure out what is going on, versus hey, I can just look at this and know what's happening. For people who are playing the game hardcore, it's fine. They put countless hours in it. But the majority of the people who played this game aren't playing it hardcore, or weren't playing it hardcore. You get a few hundred people, maybe a few thousand participating the tournaments, and then you have like a few million copies sold. There's your math. Charles says exactly different fields. Amelia says, I don't know, I can see his moves pretty well. Yeah, but you have the hours logged in. You play fighting games all the time. You probably played this one a lot. Lee says, yeah, depth of field is more realistic. Yeah. Like they could have. Even this, and again, this is what I mean by art direction. Is the decisions that were made that guided and directed the artistic vision of this need to be improved. So right now, look at this shot. You have the two main characters, right? And because the depth of field, the depth isn't pushed back, you have a third character in this shot, and it's a steel pillar. The steel pillar has this almost the same level of, I want to say, density or shadow weight or volume. I don't know what it is, but when you talk about how much space each character takes up and the level of detail and prominence, that steel girder has almost the same amount that the two characters have. It's an awesome looking steel girder, but you shouldn't be paying attention to that almost as much as these two other things. And again, for the hardcore players, they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. I can clearly see who's playing and fighting. But for the person who's like picks it up, is like, hey, I'm gonna try out Killer Instinct. Like, you know what? For some reason, I can't understand what's going on, or like there's so like I'm not keeping up with it. So I mean, yes, it's an awesome hardcore game. You know, that's, but I still think it has like a ton of artistic problems. And it sucks because I think the game itself plays so well that if you can make more visual distinctions, you're then communicating easier to the people playing it and to the people watching it. People watching it can understand it better. They're more likely to play it. Curtis says, so basically the pillar should be smaller, right? No, it's not so much that it needs to be smaller, it needs to be less important. That could be accomplished by making it smaller. It could be accomplished by pushing it further to the background, pushing it the background actually further back, so it's not so much to the foreground. It could be accomplished by giving it more like a slight different level of focus and blur. It could be, again, what we talked about earlier with the different levels of contrast by saturating colors differently. Like there's so many different things that could be done to achieve that. Amelia, I'm not hardcore though. I just have those old. I got old man eyes too. I got old man eyes too. Remember the first time finding Street Fighter in an arcade? There was like my friend was playing it. Derek, not Derek Novato, and my brother and I we were all at Putt Putt, and we all had like our $5. We got our 30 tokens, and we're like, "Where's Derek?" And Derek came walking over. He's like, "Oh no, we were like, where were you? Where are you going? We were trying to find games to play." He's like, "I was playing that game over there where I'm the monster." And we're like, "You're the monster? What are you talking about?" And he had picked Blanca. And we walked over, we're like, "What is this?" We're like, "Street Fighter 2." He's like, "Oh, I remember Street Fighter with the big buttons." It just became our game immediately. Lee says, yeah, as a spectator, I even had Jeff next to me trying to explain. I eventually gave up. Yeah, and it sucks because Killer Instinct does so many things right. So many things right. And like the gameplay is exciting. Like y'all were saying, the netcode's on point. And I love what they did with the music and the sound, how it elevates and kicks in and out depending on the combos. Like that's freaking genius. But nah, man. That's a nod dog for me. In terms of my personal preference, like I would still play it for fun every now and then. Like don't get me wrong, if I had nothing else here, but I don't. We really got sidetracked on Killer Instinct. Thanks, Emilio. You completely derailed the entire stream with Killer Instinct and me just being a hater. And that was supposed to be where I queued up and said, hate, hate, hate.
I hate you.
Oh, there
I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts.
Emilio, yeah, I got you, fam. That being said, if enough people want to play Killer Instinct, we'll do Killer Instinct as a tournament. Maybe I'll do the next tournament, like do $100 prize or something, cash, do it as a GAM thing. You have to help round up people, Emilio, if we're going to do that. That or Mortal Kombat 11. But yeah, Killer Instinct, I wanted to like this game so much more. And I remember, so when the Microsoft store opened, we partnered with them and we started doing events with them. We were doing tournaments, we were doing meetups. And we did their first Killer Instinct tournament. And we captured some of the streams and stuff back then, which was way more difficult. And every single time we threw a tournament with them, every single fucking time, there was a change of plans or a change of, like, they would change something about the tournament after we brought the people there. So they would change either, instead of like initially we talked, oh yeah, we can do this, this, and this prize and that prize. And then the day I was like, yeah, so what we're going to do instead is just that we've got these controllers. I'm like, what controllers? We have an Xbox Pass for this much, for this many months. I think they did one or two. Like one time they did a cool fight stick. But every single damn time, I don't know. And that's when we had people. There were good people. It wasn't their fault. The people we were working with, it wasn't their fault. These are corporate decisions. These are management decisions. The people working there, they were like really passionate and crazy about this stuff too. They wanted it to be awesome. I remember the worst one was when we were throwing a party for them, like some kind of, I forgot what game it was. We were coordinating a party for them. We promoted it. We had gotten all the people together. We had like our DJ. We had like Hydro was supposed to perform for them. And then explicitly says hello. Lee, the sound is what drew me in. But that was their intentions the first game. They intentionally made the comment. Yeah, that's right. That's Lee's got the arcade facts. I'm gonna say Lee when referring to my daughter, and explicitly when talking about explicitly. But yeah, so like the day of, we're supposed to hold a party, and it was supposed to be like a big party in the store. Like there was going to be food, drinks, non-alcoholic, tons of prizes, giveaways, blah blah blah. So after we promoted the hell out of it, they decided this time they were going to still do the prizes. They were still going to have the food, but they decided, oh no, we've got somebody else who's going to do the music. So I'm like, this was a paid gig for Hydro. Like they agreed to pay. They wanted us to find them a DJ to do the event and for us to host. And they're like, oh yeah, we found somebody else. And like, oh yeah, we're doing this. You guys can still come though if you want. And I'm like, bitch. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna still go to like. You just screwed over my boy. You're making us look bad. We're supposed to be hosting this thing. And now you're kind of taking it from us at the last second. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna forget that. Squash that noise. But I think I still paid Hydro that night. Not like the full thing of what Microsoft would have paid him. I still gave him like something just because I felt bad. And I probably took like a Mountain Dew or something from there before I left. Amelia and it's button masher friendly, so everyone could play it. That's true. You can just mash buttons in Killer Instinct and stuff tends to happen. Curtis, between Clay Fighter and Primal Rage, which one would you like to come back honestly? Between Primal Rage and Clay Fighter, they can both go in the toilet, as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't want to see either one of those games come back. I enjoyed both of them when they were out. This question is for the whole chat. What do you want to see? Would you rather see Clay Fighter come back or Primal Rage come back? If I had to choose one, absolutely had to, I'd probably pick Clay Fighter. Simply because I think a lot of the Primal Rage stuff we already see in Killer Instinct and Mortal Kombat. I think anything Primal Rage would try to do, Mortal Kombat's probably already done it at this point. But if you go back and play either one of those games, they're straight garbage. Clay Fighter and Primal Rage handle horribly. Like it was of the times. It's like playing Balls, not like mine, but like the game Balls on Super Nintendo. You wouldn't play it. It didn't age well. So going back to its mechanics, and it's not like that strong an IP. Like there weren't that many. There's probably like 2 memorable characters in each game. So it's like, why even bother for either one of them? Charles, Eternal Champion. Oh man, Eternal Champions. The game that should have been. Was it for Sega wanting to push Virtua Fighter instead? Clay Fighter, Dim Memories. I'm still saying the game was fun at the time, but I wouldn't bring either one of them back. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Clay Fighters. And I want to see iNinja come back too. Oh dang. Emilius, you guys are going back tonight. It's throwback night tonight. Charles, didn't they make an updated Rampage? Did they? Let's see, Rampage. Maybe they made one for when the movie came out. Like a browser game or mobile game or something. Rampage 2018 video game. Oh, I guess there was one, like an arcade one. Oh dang, I'd probably play this.
Activate the signal.
This is dumb fun. I'd play this. Is this on PS4 or anything like that? Rampage 2018 PS4. Oh, Tournament Fighters. My God. Again, Tournament Fighters is one of those games I wanted to love more than I did. Like I wanted that game to be as good as Street Fighter. It wasn't, but it was still fun. It was still actually. Oh man, I gotta download this new Ninja Turtle games. Rescue Palooza. I'll play this on stream another day. Maybe I'll play this when Lee's over here or something. Here's a game for y'all. This is Ninja Turtles Rescue Palooza. It was like a fan-made game, like a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It came out maybe 2 years ago. So this guy went through and kind of remade and then added on his own Ninja Turtles game. And like as you beat the levels, you can actually choose the characters that you saved and beat. So Soggy Jimbo, April O'Neil, Rocksteady, Bebop, Casey Jones, Metalhead, Mona Lisa. They're all in there. I better save that someplace. Where can I save this? I'm just gonna make a TMNT folder where they take this down. Amelia, ha, got him. Curtis, never heard of that one. Never heard of Torment Fighters? What? Amelia, man, I'm telling you, all these games they're remaking and they're missing out on the good ones. They are missing out on some really good ones. Where the hell's my Future Cop LA? What the hell's Future Cop LAPD? I don't remember that. Future Cop LA. Alright, I guess the theme of tonight is like, what game should they remake? What the hell is this? Oh, this definitely looks like garbage. What the hell is this game? Listen, what they need to remake Twisted Metal. Is this like a knockoff Ed 209 slash Metal Gear? Got a rocket launcher, penis butt. Dang, look at the Ed 209 with the wiener. I would have played this. I'm not gonna lie. I would have played this. iNinja. This is for y'all who don't know what iNinja is.
Time is worth two.
That was the Emilio pick. iNinja and Future LAPD, whatever. They had co-op mode. It was dope since both people's health were linked. Oh man, Mystical Ninja! Hey, what's up, Pitbull? Mystical Ninja was my shit! I love Mystical Ninja. I used to play that all the time. Back when Konami still made games. Yeah, my brother and I used to play this. State of Emergency? Nah, dog. They don't need to make another State of Emergency. They do not need to make another State of Emergency. I bought that game. I think that evolved into the Rage mode in Grand Theft Auto. State of Emergency. Oh, God. Here y'all go. For those who don't know, Amelia knows some games. Like, I played it. I had a fun time playing it. Like, they could, you know what? It's almost kind of like Dead Rising before there was Dead Rising when you think about it. Like, it was a tech demo more than anything. Bring up Torment Fighters. Everybody call out old games you think they should remake. Torment Fighters was a pretty decent fighting game at the time. It literally was like Street Fighter with a Ninja Turtle skin on it. Endless Screw. Leonardo, all about that endless screw. What? Oh, that Super Nintendo Konami sound. No, they do not need to remake Vector Man. Vector Man. Actually, we gotta hear them say Sega. Did they not say Sega at the beginning of this one? Aww. Oh my god, there we go. Again, this game was ahead of its time. I'll say that. Let's see. Swear, Parasite Eve? okay, there you go. Finally, someone's naming a game that actually should be remade or brought back. Parasite Eve. What's the shit? Is that Konami, Parasite Eve? Or is that Capcom? Or somebody else? I think it's Konami. I could be wrong though. I don't remember who made this. Square made this? Wow. Actually, it kind of looks like Final Fantasy now looking at it. Rad Racer? Oh god, no. Why bring back Rad Racer? Games. Eesh. Do not need to bring that back. I got too many other good racing games now. Here's why I say no to Rad Racer. Because there's nothing really special, unique, I should say, to Rad Racer that so many other racing games do. Like, I would say bring back F-Zero, if anything, if you're going to do a Nintendo racing game. Or if you want to go Super Nintendo style, bring back Rock and Roll Racing. Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man! That Sega game? Oh, PSX. Didn't they have Sega version of Pepsi Man? God. This looks so... Includes paid promotion. No. Oh, God. So far, we've had maybe one good recommendation, Parasite Eve. Oh, Vampire Savior. That would be nice. You know, this is one of those games. I think everybody loves the characters. The character design in Darkstalkers, the Vampire Savior. BB Hood was my main. But outside, like, they just need to make another, like, Capcom versus game so they can put in all the Darkstalkers people. Because, like, this is a game that needs to stay... This needs to stay 2D. Or faux hand-drawn or something. It was such a creative game. And it's a Squaresoft baby. Captain Skyhawk. What the hell is Captain Skyhawk? Is that the... Oh my god, what was that game? Yeah, this looks like another garbage game. I didn't play this, I can tell you this game's a no. Why? Ugh! Yikes. Oh yeah, Ace Combat. There was a game, it was kind of like a VHS game, where there was, oh my god, is it Captain Power? Yeah, Captain Power. This is hot garbage, I'll show you. But I thought it was so cool at the time. So somehow I think you played it with your VHS or something.
Power on. power and the soldiers of the future. Earth 2147. The legacy of the Metal Wars, when man fought machine and machine.
Like, I don't even know how you're supposed to play this. It's on a VHS. Like, do you just watch the VHS and fast forward to parts, or?
Master of the incredible power suits, which transform each soldier into a one-man.
I think you got like a helmet or a gun or something to go with this when you're playing the game. I don't know.
Lieutenant Michael Tank Ellis, Ground Assault Unit. Sergeant Robert Scout Baker, Espionage and Communication. And Lord Dredd's Rule.
Like this, oh, what the hell? Captain Power, but there were like toys and stuff for it. What's up, What's up, Rye? I always forget how to pronounce your name. Road Rash? They did make another Road Rash recently. What the hell? There we go. Road Redemption. You can get it on Steam.
In the 17 years since the last Road Rash came out.
There you go, Charles. You can get this on Steam. Road Redemption. I want to say, is there a newer version, like an update to it, I think? Yeah, okay, here's the newer version. This is the one that was released in 2019. There you go. We got one success story. We got Road Rash for Charles. Curtis, you never played F-Zero? You should play F-Zero. I think it's for free on that Nintendo Online stuff. If you have Nintendo Online or Nintendo Switch Online. Seinfeld versus Capcom. They should make that game. I would buy that. Maybe if I can find a Mugen version of Seinfeld versus Capcom, I'll play it. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver. Oh, those games were excellent. Excellent. Now we're finally calling out some good games. Soul Reaver and Legacy of Kain were fantastic. Captain Power is garbage. Thanks for having sex with me, Ryan. How you doing? I almost jumped in on your argument the other night, and for the first time ever, I was going to agree with you. I can't believe it either. I was like, this is the dumbest argument ever, and you're completely missing what you're arguing about. I was like, I can't believe he's actually right. God dang it. Charles, I was literally about to say that. It says Emilio. Oh, Duke Nukem? Yeah, but they have like Duke Nukem games all the time, right? Or no, they don't. That's Wolfenstein and Doom. Can't remember the last Duke Nukem game. Lee, I was trying to picture it with updated art, and the idea felt weird to me. What are you talking about, Lee? With Darkstalkers? Or Vampire Savior? The last time I remember seeing Vampire Savior characters outside of Morgan, who's in everything. Yeah, I guess Morgan and Hasenko. Actually, they added a bunch of skins to Street Fighter V, I think, with for Vampire Savior. But it would just give me Street Fighter Alpha. Make me a new Street Fighter Alpha. Capcom, make me a Street Fighter. Okay, I'm sorry. Chris, Capcom vs SNK. There you go. Let's make a new Capcom vs SNK. I'm all about that. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Yes. How about finally make a decent version of this game and make it released so we can all play it? Like, how are you gonna make this game and only release it on the Wii? Capcom's fighting game division's got to step back up. I think they've made a lot of management decisions that'll hopefully make things better. Curtis, yes, I played Captain Skyhawk when I was a kid. Man, oh my god, that looks so something. I I think I played Captain Skyhawk too. Now I think back about it. It seems very familiar. I mean, those were how Nintendo games were back. I think there was Cobra Triangle. I think it was a game I used to play. It was like a boat game. Like at the time, I loved it. I don't know how well it would go over today. Honey Pop is also on Steam. You can ride stuff in that game too. Huh? Is this hentai? Are you giving me some hentai to look up? That music though. Again, some of the charm of this game, I don't think you can recreate it now. Like, it was just so bobo at the time. But I loved it. Honey Pop game. Yeah, I'm not pulling that up right. Why am I not surprised? Turok, I tried getting into Turok. I just never got into it. I know a lot of people loved it. I just could never get into Turok. Curse, I never played it when it was an actual SNES back then. Lee says, yes, Visa. Thanks, Rye. You're trying to... He wants more Honey Pop. Why would I get the stream taken down? But yeah, you know, so I watch stuff in regards to that conversation you had tonight all the time, right? Like, I was just rewatching the it was like the follow-up of the debate from Bill Nye and Richard or Rob, whoever it is, when he actually went to Australia to check out the ark that he built. And it was just ridiculous. Like, it was... He talked about like the levels of ice that were left, so you could date and figure out the timeline and whatnot. And it was just like, I was like, I don't want to get into it, but I was there with you. I was there with you. Samurai Showdown. Well, they made a Samurai Showdown recently, so we can't put that one in the mix, Charles. And says Capcom is on the redemption tour with giving us good RE and DMC games. Hopefully this money rolls in that Street Fighter 6. I think Resident Evil and Devil May Cry, like that side of house, is doing fine. Fighting game division lost its way. And if they put gems in one more damn game, I swear to God. And you see all the problems with Street Fighter 5. I mean, that was... We saw with Street Fighter 5, we saw with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. You can't rush production on these games. Both of those games... More so Marvel Infinite. Marvel Infinite had a ridiculously small budget. Street Fighter 5 only happened because Sony paid to help produce it. And it still got released way earlier than it should have been. You can't rush these games. We see what happens. David Chapman, there's a re-release of Neo Geo Pocket SNK vs. Capcom coming to Switch this week. I saw that. I'm kind of excited about that. I never really played it when it came out back in the day, so I might give it a shot. Lee says they released the Samurai Showdown last June. Yeah, where you been? Where you been, Emilio? You didn't know about the new Samurai Showdown? We'll play it so Emilio can see it. Let's see, Curtis. That was on the Wii. Which was what on the Wii, Curtis? Help me out. It's not really handsome. Oh, right. Keep sending these freaking stars, Honey Pop Tournament. All right. Is there a fighting game? Let's see if there's a fighting game. Top 5 fappable games. Come on, man. I can't bring that up on here. Come on, man. I can't do that. I'll leave the thumbnails up and then you can fap real quick. Right. Don't talk about that on stream. Alright, I'll talk about that. But you know what I'm saying. Amelia, they need to remake Mass Effect 1 through 3. Alright, Amelia, stop trolling. They just announced the new Mass Effect remake. Street Fighter X Tekken Madcap. Yo, okay, so I love Ono. I think he's an awesome, he's a very joyous person. I've had nothing but bad experiences with him. He did a lot to help GAM. So I appreciate all that. I cannot stand putting the gems in, like, look at the past few games that really suck balls from Capcom in terms of fighting games. Street Fighter X Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and I want to say there's another one that had gems in it too. Oh, even going all the way back to the first, I think, Marvel vs. Capcom. That one was about the Infinity Gems, which I don't think that one was that good. It was cool to see Marvel characters like in the Street Fighter style setting, like you could fight. But I hated the gems then. I didn't get the gems, and they keep trying to push those damn gems in different games, and it sucks. And that isn't the only problems with the game, but that's indicative of the other problems that are with the games. When you keep trying to force a concept that doesn't work, that means at that point you're almost trying to prove something to yourself. You have an idea or a vision that you're trying to push out there, but if nobody else is getting it, you gotta move on and let it go. And if you're doing that with one thing, chances are you're probably doing it with other ideas and concepts as well. Amelia says, I've been new about new Samurai Showdown. I need to get it. Yeah, Amelia's just trolling now. Especially since they got someone from For Honor as deal. So, oh, man, I gotta check out For Honor. Charles says, it was me that didn't know. I am ashamed. I'm still just gonna say it's Emilio anyways. I like blaming Emilio for stuff. Do not click. Rai says, do not click. And Marie says, gems? They're like different power-up gems. Yeah, like... Let's see. What was the first one called? Was it Marvel Heroes? Marvel Superheroes? This, okay, Marvel Superheroes. It was awesome. When my card is, you. I don't know if I believe you, right? Hold on. Let me check where I can see a preview thumbnail. Okay, I don't see anything fappable in this. All right, I'll do your link next. So this game, it looked awesome. It was fun. It was vibrant. Everything was just awesome about it. But the stupid gems, like look down here. I don't know what the hell. This is like over a decade, 2 decades probably later. I don't know how far back this was. I'm still not quite sure about how to get the gems or how long you get to hold it. I remember you could hit them and knock the gems out of people. I don't know. But then they did the same thing with Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Is you could add gems and it would change the characteristics of your characters. Like you'd get 10% extra damage. It was simpler this time in terms of like you could just add it to your character. And then you would get the stat boost or whatever. And I'll be honest, I actually had fun playing this game whenever I turned the gems off. Like, my brother and I would actually play this game. We would go online and just wreck shop with people. Sometimes we would switch and like have him play, and then I would play. Or sometimes we would actually tag, just to throw off somebody who's trying to like download our fighting style. Sorry. This is like my passion rage. Curse's Samurai Showdown was actually my first SNK game that I played. I think my first... I don't know what my first SNK game was. It was probably like Akari Warriors or something like that. I know my first Neo Geo game was definitely Magician Lord. Good old Akari Warriors. Amelia, yeah, they got the Warden for Honor and Showdown. They're pretty sweet. Huh. Alright, let's look at For Honor. Emilio says it's 12 out of 10.
Hello, everyone. He should have. Well, he could have got out of that either way, too.
It reminds me of the Ghost. Pretty cool. Can you fight each other in this? Is that what's up? Like, how does it work? You can fight each other. That's kind of cool. I might try this out next time it's on sale or something. Emilio, you converted me on a game. Alright, let's get Rye. Let's get Rye up here. Oh yeah, culture school in here? Sweet. What the hell? You can do this in Black Ops? You got like a sword and turn into Metal Gear Raiden? I don't know how you play this game. I haven't even played Black Ops 4, I don't think. Right, you went past my 6 on? What? I don't even know what that language means. I went past my 6. Do I need to rewind? I'll rewind. Let's see. One of the things that you don't joke about. And it says, is it different from how you choose different styles for characters in games? Kind of. So like the gems, it's like different stat boosts. And it just, at least having different style, I don't know. It just doesn't, for some reason it doesn't work. Like, because then you could have like a Ryu that would have like a 20% additional health, or like an Akuma with like mad health, or Ryu with huge offensive damage, or imagine stacking that on Zangief or whatever. It was just kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Like it never got to that point with it where you're like, okay, I feel like I'm having a fair game here. Like the metagame becomes just the metagame in terms of like what your build out is becoming just as important. Not just as, but becomes much more important in contrast to just relying on your fighting ability. Now it's like, crap, I hope I played. It's almost like you're hoping that you're stacking the right assets against who your opponent is. Instead of just knowing how they play, you're hoping you're picking the right gems to counter pick what they're picking. It's really, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. And then y'all saw with like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, people just like spam the hell out of the reality gem or whatever. It's still a fun game. Like I enjoy playing it, but I feel like it could have been so much more. Could have been so much more. Amelia, well, I was saying in Samurai Showdown they have a character for Honor in it as DLC. But yeah, you can fight each other. I'm gonna check out For Honor. I recommend it. It's a lot better since they've updated it. 6 kills, maybe 5. No, I have more. Amelia, and For Honor you can do executions, aka fatalities on people. But kinda you'll be the ghost. Right, what the fuck? You can stat boost in a fighting game? Ew. Yeah, it was an interesting concept. But doing that on... We finally got what we wanted in terms of having these two worlds of Street Fighter and Tekken put together, right? And all these players want to... And they even did a great job of like having each game's kind of fighting system implemented. But then... So you're like, oh sweet, I got my skill sets. They're going to translate over, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh wait, now there's... What? I'm stat boosting in this? Like, it was kind of weird. We had like the best trailers ever. The best... Some of the best commercials for trailers ever for Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Amelia, I think you can be the ghost in their action. What? You could be the ghost? Is there a 1080p version? No. Like the trailers were hype. Like, when you were watching this before the game came out, like, oh my god, is this what the game's gonna be like? Lee knows what I'm talking about. And like, they released this level of trailer repeatedly as they kind of like unveiled new characters. They played up the water effect heavy. Kind of, Street Fighter 4 was ink, and then this was water. Like, just make a Street Fighter anime game. Actually, okay, they should have just done an anime and called it a day, right? Like here, like this one, when they released, I'm probably gonna get flagged for the stream just for doing this song. Like when they're, oh, this trailer was sick. See, like Street Fighter being progressive with Poison. When Hugo was definitely the biggest character in the Street Fighter world. Little Pac-Man references. This is Namco. Like, these are just so sick. Why is this so choppy right now? See, Curtis, I enjoyed playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken since I do like both of the games. I still have a copy of it. Yeah, it was still a fun game. Lee, woo, Poison. Right, Street Fighter needs a game without Ryu in it. I think he deserves a vacation. Bring back Sodom. Yeah, he can. I think they learned their lesson. There's certain things that Street Fighter has to have. You can't have a Street Fighter game without. I remember when Street Fighter 3 came out, they didn't have Chun-Li. I think they didn't have Ken initially. I know they didn't have Chun-Li. That was one of the biggest things. There's certain things and they figured that out by the time they got to 4. Like, okay, you need to have Guile in a Street Fighter game. You know, you need to have Zangief or whatever. But you know what? They still didn't learn their lesson when they made Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, if you take out the core characters of a game, then you're not going to enjoy the game. Like, there's a certain level of emotional investment you have in the characters. When they did Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, they're like, hey, we're just going to swap other characters out for it. These are your functions. People are like, nah, like, that's not what I want. Let's see. Now, I think there's something to that. Like, Ken needs to start. Build up your other characters. It's kind of like the whole thing. Like, you buff characters, you don't nerf them. You nerf characters, the game becomes less fun. You buff characters up, the game is more fun. Did they have Sodom? Sodom was in 4. I don't think they're in 5. I can't remember. Amelia, what about Tekken X Street Fighter? I hope they'll make Tekken X Street Fighter one day. I don't think they'll do it for a while, though. I'd imagine the Street Fighter 6 will probably come out in, my prediction is 2022. We'll probably also get like another Tekken game, I'd imagine, in 2022. Tekken's long overdue. But I don't think they'll do a Tekken X Street Fighter. If Street Fighter is launching their new game, they're not going to launch one that would take sales away from Street Fighter that would be in partnership with Capcom. So we either get Tekken Tag or we get Tekken 8. I think in 2022, early 2023. Lee says, yeah, it reminds me of Soul Calibur 5. I love me some Soul Calibur. You can't. Fighting games aren't just about gameplay. They're not. Gameplay is a huge part of it. But we love the characters. We love the characters. Because we become a part of those characters. They become almost like avatars for us. You think Tekken 7 is going to be here for a couple more years? I don't know. I mean, define a couple. I mean, I'm saying end of 2022, early 2023. I don't think it's because what? Tekken 7 has already been out for over a decade, right? Tekken 7. When's the release date on Tekken 7? 2015. So now we're looking, so not a decade, 5. Looking at year 6 right now of Tekken 7. I think 7 or 8 years we get a new Tekken. Especially now that we're going into next gen. Tekken is going to be looking more and more dated. Lee says, well, yes, but do you count when they were touring with it? I'm looking at it from the standpoint of how old is the tech, how long has the game itself been out, not so much like just for console. Because like, even if the game, let's say the game was released today, right, and it's been in the arcade since 2015, it's gonna look really dated really quickly as all the new like next gen stuff comes out. It's gonna become harder and harder for them to push the sales of it. They're gonna have to keep marking the price down, which Namco does that a lot. They'll do a lot of sales where they're like 70-80% off digital versions of it. And you know they're working on stuff with the new Unreal Engine. Like they're really proficient with Unreal Engine. I think at this point, I think the roadmap says, all right, this is our cutoff point on DLC, and this is how we're going to transition to Tekken 8. We want to be at the cutting edge. Because Tekken usually looks pretty fucking good. So you know they want to look baller on the next gen of stuff. So that you give it a year, sales of the consoles will finally be where people, there's a higher, I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? My words are escaping me. Your install base is much higher at that point. You're going to see the online play of Tekken 7 continue to diminish. As people are picking up new games, and as people pick up new games, you're going to see their DLC sales decline, and that's when they're going to be like, all right, we need to have a new game come out. And they're not going to wait for the sales to say, hey, I'm going to get Tekken. We need to start working on Tekken 7. The plan is always in advance of like, all right, we know sales are going to start to dwindle, so this is when we need to start having something new come up. And they'll probably use a bunch of stuff they learned from Soul Calibur and everything else in it. Like their studio is really good about that. Capcom is horrible with it, hence the position that they're in now. Street Fighter 6 was much further along, but apparently wasn't doing too well, so it didn't get released. Or production, sorry, I shouldn't say it didn't get released. That's framing it completely wrong. Back to the drawing board. So its progress is much further behind than it should be. And they're like, okay, how far behind are we? We're this far behind. What can we do to make sure that our shareholders and our company doesn't do so bad over the course of this next year? What's the solution? Okay, we can take X amount of the team and put that towards Street Fighter 6 and put this amount of the team in creating DLC to create income for the next year. Which, by the way, V-Shift is awesome and it's a complete ripoff of the Daigo Shimmy. They literally create a mechanic to copy what Daigo does, which I think is awesome. Curtis says, Virtual Fighter, wasn't there a remake of that? It came out 9 or 10 years ago. I mean, they had a new Virtual Fighter. I think it was Virtual Fighter 5? I know they had one for this generation. I think they did it. They did a teaser trailer during a TGS for the new Virtual Fighter for whatever it's going to be. Lee says, I feel like they put so much into refining Tekken 7, which is what makes me think it'll have a longer life. But yeah, with new consoles, they did. They refined the hell out of Tekken 7. I just think there's just so much of a lifespan, and as everybody else is moving forward, Arxis is moving forward, Capcom is moving forward, Namco is definitely going to move forward, and they'll probably end up having 15 anime games out by the end of the week. But yeah, Tekken 7 was such a refined game. I remember the first time I saw Tekken 7 was in one of the upstairs offices at E3. It was like in, I think Namco. I forgot what the hell I was doing up there. I may have just been looking for free food, because usually the offices upstairs have free food. I don't remember. But I remember going into Bandai Namco. Everyone's wearing their suits and whatnot. and they had additional Tekken 7 stations up there versus the stuff on the show floor. And I was like, oh, I'll finally sit down and play this. And the first time I saw like the slow motion thing, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Completely blew me away. But I think Tekken 7, even more so than refining from a gameplay perspective, I feel like they're pretty good at that already. Especially after, I want to say, like Tekken 5. They've gotten really good about taking feedback and refining, making things better. I think they really figured out what they wanted to do in terms of DLC and continuing content with Tekken 7. I think that was like the biggest thing that they figured out. I think when we look back and say, okay, what did each Tekken kind of establish? Like Tekken 3 still godlike. That game was fucking Tekken 3. Tekken 3 was greatest game of all time. For its time, Tekken 3 was amazing. I remember playing Tekken at Tilt, like just regular Tekken. That's back when it was that and Virtual Fighter. But yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Is there any news on Tekken 8? Let's just Google Tekken 8. What comes up? Let's look at random gossip on Tekken 8. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Anything good in here? Yeah, Tekken 8. That ain't happening in 2021. I would be shocked if Tekken 8 came out in 2021. This is just speculation. Nothing but speculation. Curtis did love playing Tekken 3. I think I never played the first two Tekkens. The first two, like, it's really cool to look at the first two and you can see the progress, the evolution. Tekken 7 just released season 4. Da-da-da. They're still saying sometime in 2021 for these people too. That's just speculation. They do need to work on the netcode. I would be shocked if it came out in 2021. But then again, I was going to say Tekken 7. No, sorry, not Tekken 7. To wait for a bigger audience, install base. But then Tekken Tag came out when PlayStation 2 was released, or whichever PlayStation it was. To be kind of like a console. But then that when it's at release, then at least there's a high adoption, like a console to game built in, or the chance of, or you've got the console maker paying to have you release it for exclusivity or something. Curtis, unless they start working on Tekken 8 a few years ago, I'm sure I would put money on that they've already been working on Tekken 8. There's no way that they're not doing some type of development for Tekken 8. Whether it's just like R&D or starting to put together like characters, like character creation, like in terms of concepting. So I want to say, just in terms of when Unreal Engine 4 came out, there were people on the team that are like keeping up with the new engines, and they're like, okay, let's start learning Unreal Engine 4. When we got to move from Tekken 7 to Tekken 8, here are the things that we have that can carry over. Here are the coding techniques, animation techniques that will still work. Here's what we can do differently. Like that stuff happens all the time. That's already going on. I mean, watch them be like, we're gonna do 8, but here's more DLC for 7. They'll probably release like, here's the ultimate King of the Iron Fist edition, Tekken 7 with all the DLC and I don't know, Mokujin or some shit. I don't know. You got to figure out when is your cutoff point for support. Like, do you have the staff and the resources where you would make more money off of supporting the old one versus concentrating on the new one to make, like, that's where you got to kind of figure things out. It's not just, we feel like making a new Tekken. It's like, all right, when does it make sense for us to release a new Tekken? Street Fighter EX Plus 2. Oh man, I used to love Street Fighter EX. Again, I think this was just one of those cases of there weren't that many games out, many fighting games out. Cracker Jack. Oh, I used to love Cracker Jack. Skullomania. They had tag battle in this, but we never used. Game was like combo crazy. Like, oh man, this is 3D. It's the future. Yeah, we got so derailed tonight. Lee, have you played Fighting EX Layer? Hey, what's up, Autumn? How you doing? What just happened? Thank you for liking the stream. I think that's what happened. I don't know that sound. Does Autumn get like a special beep for liking the stream? Lee, I played an old one long ago. Street Fighter EX or Fighting EX Layer? This is essentially Street Fighter EX, the new version of it. Amelia, well, everyone chose Killer Instinct for the next tournament. Now we're just talking about throwbacks. This is very interesting. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of changes in fighting games over the next few years. Especially as more and more games need to have like mobile versions of it and whatnot. What's up, Renzo? How you doing? This looks cool. Thanks for sharing, Renzo. I finally got accepted in Binance and Kraken, Renzo. I had to get a new license. They finally accepted me. We're going through old games that should be remade. What other old games do you think they should remake? Anyone remember a game called Cobra Triangle? Not Cobra Triangle, Cobra Command, maybe? It was like a helicopter game. There we go, Cobra Command. Oh god, you guys and your fucking bloody roar. I used to play this game all the time. It's so freaking hard. Bloody Roar is fun. Oh my god, y'all fucking Bloody Roar! What the hell is this? This is on PS2? This actually looks pretty good. All you guys like Bloody Roar because you got these furry fantasies. Charles says, hell yeah, Bloody Roar was awesome. Renzo, I would like Silent Hill remasters in the style of the medium. Lee says, I thought of Bloody Roar, but I thought, and there you go, my daughter got it right. Don't need another Bloody Roar. But I'm not gonna lie, I would play it if it came out. This is really like okay. This has got to be like being played on an emulator where they up-res stuff or something. This is not like a PS2 game. Yeah, damn straight you see that, Cheetah. I just said, yeah, I had Bloody Roar 4 at the last museum game. Curtis never heard of Cobra Command. And says, I didn't know that Animal was still a fighting game. Okay, yeah, look, they're rendering this. Okay, yeah, I was like, there's no way this is straight off of PS2. Yeah, it's being made all pretty. Can I find the cheetah for you? There you go, there's a bunny rabbit. Be my slave or die. Gotta change that dialogue. Alright, what does she change into? She even transform. Oh wait, there we go. What is she? Oh, is she a bat? Oh, she's got bounce. That's how you know it's from that era. Like, shouldn't she have like kept her clothes? Oh, holy hell! She just like stole his meter. Is that sad that I paid attention to the meter? Renzo says, yeah, the tile says PC. Oh, you're right, it does. I didn't pay attention to that. Denny, what? Virtual Fighter? You're the second person to say Virtual Fighter. They got a new Virtual Fighter coming out. They showed the trailer. Let's see. Virtual Fighter. Here it is. Amelia, Jenny the Bat was the truth. Curtis, Cobra Command kind of reminded me of a game called... Oh, I remember Desert Strike. I think that was on Sega Genesis, right? Or on the Sega something. Here you go. They don't really show anything. They just kind of build the hype, and then at the end, it's like Rio or whoever. I forget what his name is. He just be throwing all the time. Virtua Fighter as sports. Xenosaga 1, 2, 3 we remade, and also 3 fixed, done properly, not jammed into one game. Never got into Xenosaga. More weeb stuff. Spoilers, this is the last battle. This is a Runzo game.
Are you satisfied now? Why act surprised?
Yo, there we go. Amelia finally coming through on a good one. Where is that Power Stone remake?
Of course.
Power Stone.
Order for
With them Super Saiyans. Actually, what is it? Was Power Stone in the Capcom leak when they got hacked? I want to say I'm trying to find it. Yeah. So there's supposed to be a Power Stone remake. This is according to the hack. This was the game release schedule. I'm sure it's gonna change now. Street Fighter 6, Q3 2022. Mega Man match, because it's always Mega Man. Resident Evil 4 remake, that's for Anne. Onimusha new work. First it was Onimusha New York. Don't just cancel Onimusha. It's awesome, but we have the ghost now. Biohazard Apocalypse. What the hell is that? Resident Evil Apocalypse. Super Street Fighter 6. Yeah, the regular Street Fighter 6 this is their DLC roadmap as well. Final Fight remake, Power Stone remake, Captain Commando, dang. And Resident Evil Hank. Oh, Crystallis all day. All day, Charles. Crystallis magnifique. Legend of Dragoon, that's a good one. Legend of Legaia, that's another good one. Erges. Ugh. Maybe. Erges should have been good. My favorite character is the villain, Telos. Amelia's like, what? Onimusha, yes. Onimusha had some of the hypest opening scenes too. Like I remember the opening for Onimusha 3, I want to say was fire. Like now the game can actually look like this. Erges was ahead of its time in some respects. It was also like during that time, anytime you had a big polygonal characters, it just felt like it was more futuristic than it was. Like Toe Ball #1. We all lost our shit when it came out, but really it wasn't that great. Erges had Final Fantasy characters in it, so we all were like, oh my god. Yes, Mega Man Legends and Dead Space. I'm hyped for the new game from the Dead Space people too. Yeah, Renault. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The French dude was in Onimusha, which at the time I thought was so weird. I'm like, how did he get into this game? I guess he really likes Onimusha. Remake Alan Wake. I never played Alan Wake. Earthworm Jim remake, yes or no? I'm a pass. I thought Earthworm Jim was great. And the reason I say that is because I actually played Earthworm Jim somewhat recently. Like a few months ago, I tried to play it again. And I was just like, Actually, I think they're making one for the Amigo. Or Amico. Whatever the thing is that Tommy Tallarico's working on. I think there's Earthworm Jim on that. Earthworm Jim. There we go, Amico. This looks too much like a Flash game. Which sucks, because I want to see this console do well, but this just looks... This looks like a Flash game. Wild 9? Wait, Wild 9 or Wild Arms? I was thinking of Wild Arms. But it's Amelia, so it's probably some random bad game. Actually looks kind of cool. Amelia is all about platformers, 2D and 3D platformers. Mischief Makers. I want to say Earthworm Jim was tied to Battle Arena Toshinden. Well, this looks dope. Is this the same people who did Pew Pew? What's that side-scrolling shoot 'em up game? I don't even know what this game is like, but I would play this. Yeah, it's Treasure, so it's gotta be. It's like Guardian Knights or... God, what the hell is that game by Treasure? Guardian Heroes. That's what I was thinking of. Guardian Heroes. So, at one point, the makers of Earthworm Jim were the producers, I think, for Battle Arena Toshinden. And then just kept on changing. Gam says, I would also like a Dino Crisis remake, but they would probably change the style like they did for Resident Evil for 7. I'm so surprised that Gam said that. First, I did like watching Earthworm Jim cartoon back then. I mean, I need Army Men, Sergeant C. I knew a lot of people liked Army Men. I was never a big fan. So just from the look of it, I was like, it looks so much like toys. It wasn't for me. Not saying that's bad. I just didn't get into it. And that wasn't me as Gam for once. That was Renzo. So this game made me want to learn how to do Crescent Moon split kicks. And I learned how to do them. And I pulled a muscle in my legs, and it took me out for like a month or two. I could do like the band, like it would be like whoa, like a full split upward, and then boom, do a split on the ground. War Gods, Emilio, nope, ban. How do I ban you from the stream? I'm talking about War Gods. Game's hot garbage. Renzo, this one doesn't really need a remake, but I would love a Mega Man Battle Network collection on Switch. Yeah, I'd be down for that. And says, oh my god, this game, I've been trying to remember it all night. I used to love this game. Used to get this game from Blockbuster Video all the time. Danny, well, the multiplayer was fun in those games, right? And Nessa and I played this back in the day. It was there were so many of them. I want to say, oh, here we go. Battle Arena Toshinden 5? God dang. Look how bad this intro was. At the time, we thought it was awesome.
That which the world had never seen before.
It's like the weirdest wink ever in a video game.
It has been a year since the incredible tournament took place.
And there was the one wacky character that had the weird laugh when he fell off the edge of the map. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Curtis, War Gods was that bad? I just never heard of it. War Gods came out when all NetherRealms or Midway made were shitty games. Here comes that wink. Actually got Gorilla Glue in her eyes. Look at this. So awkward! There's the weird guy. That was the weird guy. Look at this. Hold on, we're going back to the wink. I don't know why, this just looks so weird. Levi says, you bitch. Yo, there's a point in time where all Midway did was make shitty games. Mortal Kombat was bad, War Gods was bad. Like, they were going through their transition phase of trying to figure out what they wanted to be or what they wanted to do next. They were trying to figure out what is NetherRealms, or what is Midway, what is Mortal Kombat, what do we want to be known for, or what is our vision. They didn't even know what their vision was. They were getting there. Yo, I respect Midway, but there was a period of time when all they did was make shitty games. Denny, Clay Fighters. Nah, we already said no to Clay Fighters. Do the fatalities. First video, look. Here you go. I'd even say, what was it? Mortal Kombat versus DC. That was still bad. I would say up until they hit like the recent Mortal Kombat era. Maybe like, was it 9 or? I think 9 was good. I'm trying to remember. That's when like things started turning around. Motherfucker looks like he's from Minecraft. Pixelation. Curtis, Pit Fighter. Was Pit Fighter Midway? May have. I don't know. I can't remember. I wouldn't be surprised it has that digitized look from back then. Let me see. Pit Fighter. Pit Fighter was Atari. Oh my god, these fatalities are so bad. Yeah, MK9. That MK9 was good. I think that was like their turnaround. But I give them props still, because like this was during an era where they were trying to figure out, not just figure out the technology, like how to actually do it, but how to do it well with this kind of tech and with these new gameplay mechanics. Like, it's the same reason why a lot of games when we first got to 3D don't hold up today, because we're trying to figure out how do you actually work in this space with these new capabilities of the machine. How do you still make a game as compelling as what we used to do while making use of the new tech? Like, you look at a bunch of like people keep reciting Super Nintendo games as being so damn good and kind of timeless. People knew how to make those games at the time. Like the art direction, the gameplay mechanics all spoke well to what the capabilities were. You jump to 3D and polygons, people were trying to figure stuff out. Renzo, the Netherrealm Mortal Kombat 9. Cool Spot was awesome. Is that Midway? I thought it was Warner Netherrealms. I think, yeah, that was when they immediately said that was NetherRealm's first game. I'm kind of lumping them together, NetherRealm and Midway, just because we're talking mostly about the fighting games. How I'll rephrase it as that. There was a period of time where all the fighting games, all fighting games and anything related to Mortal Kombat was garbage for a while. How's that? From the people who were in Midway that transitioned to NetherRealms. Like, they still had some good games here and there, like, you know, obviously. What else? We had NBA Jam. I can't think of anything else. Right, Thrill Kill never came out on PS1. That's the mother of all gore games. No, Shaolin Monks wasn't sweet. Mortal Kombat Deception was not. I actually got a copy of Thrill Kill way back in the day. This was I was in New York. This was okay. This is still them figuring it out. But yeah, I was in New York and I saw Thrill Kill. And I was like, whoa, this game doesn't exist. It shouldn't be here. It never got released. And I'm asking the guy behind the counter, I'm like, hey, what's the deal with this game? I'm like, is this real? He's like, yeah, it's real. And he goes, yeah, but you need to have either you have to mod it or you need to buy like a modded PlayStation. And I was like, what? And I didn't know anything about the modding community or modding or hacking PlayStations then. And I didn't have enough money, so I called my brother. He was still in Jacksonville. And I was like, hey, there's a game here that's not supposed to be out. And I've got to get like another PlayStation 2 to do it. You want to go half on me with? Go in halfsies on it? And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, thank God. 'Cause I'm afraid that I'm going to get screwed. Like that this isn't going to be the real thing. That I'm just going to buy a PlayStation and like a blank CD that doesn't even do anything. And so I go back the next day. I give the guy the money. And I'm like, if something goes wrong, I can bring it back here, right? He's like, yeah, you can bring it back. I'm like, okay. So I get Thrill Kill, and it's like just a normal like jewel case, and it's got like, you know, it looks like an official game. Like it's got, you know, a printed game disc. It's got. I don't think it had an instruction manual. I know it had like a picture. And I take it back. I set up the PS2, and I'm trying to figure out how to use it because it had like a hard drive thing too, so you could technically rip the game and put it on your hard drive. But also had it where if you click the PlayStation a few certain ways, it will run bootleg games. And then when Thrill Kill actually loaded up, we were like, holy shit. As soon as I got back to Jacksonville, my friends came over, the boys, and like it was the four of us were constantly every time you're about to do a fatality to somebody, and in Thrill Kill, when you would get fatalities, you would just go up and touch somebody, and that's when you would kill them. And so everyone's just running away from like the whoever's got you got hit with some kind of electricity thing. And then I think once you got down to two people, you were doing like a true kill or something like that. First, NBA Jam was too much fun. I think NFL Blitz was also. Yeah, NFL Blitz was too. Is this a Thrill Kill thing? Let's see. There was like a midget on stilts. There was. Oh, this video is unavailable. Oh wait, I missed the character. There's a psycho guy that could do windmills. Like he was in a crazy jacket. There's like a dominatrix that would like cattle prod you in the butt. Yeah, this is Thrill Kill. There's the midget on stilts. There's like a doctor guy. There's the windmills. He's got like the guy with metal teeth. But yeah, they would end up reusing this engine for like a Wu-Tang game or something like that. You can find the ROM floating around now. Yeah, this is what the game was like. It was so bad. Right, you spent $300 to play one game? Wow. Well, then it was like when they told me that I could also like, back up other games on it. I was like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. I think if I'm like really into something like that, I'll put the money into it. I think there was one other time we did that, and that was for Dance Dance Revolution. It was like the first time we saw Dance Dance Revolution. It was at a Barcode in New York, and we went up. It was like an arcade club bar, hence the name Barcode. And you would take an escalator. It was in Times Square. That escalator took you up to it, and as soon as we got to the top, we saw these guys jumping back and forth, and then they were like taking turns and going over the road. Like, what the hell is this? And it was Dance Dance Revolution. And we're like, oh my god, this looks fucking amazing. And we went back every day to play Dance Dance Revolution. Thanks for liking the stream, Tamayo. And we ended up buying an import PlayStation and mats and all that kinds of stuff. Just to play DDR. Lorenzo says, I heard I was being called. I don't know if they still have, let's see, Barcode, New York. Back in 2000, dang. Barcode. Yep, so there you go. That's what it looked like. And you go inside, you go up the escalators. And there used to be like a Mars restaurant nearby. Like a space, and like it had holograms and stuff inside. So like these were probably from that, to be honest. Damn, this kind of inspired Gam before I could drink. This place went out of business too. These are some of the machines. This is the New York I miss. Naked people walking around. European people in see-through mesh shirts. I think I have that shirt. Curtis, that's the one I played on Neighbor's Xbox. I don't think he played... Oh, he played Mortal Kombat 9 on Xbox. Barcade. This place is awesome. I'm surprised we're even allowed to go in here. 2000, I would have been probably 20. Barcode. Whoa, did they move? Like reopen, but like in a different space? This looks like it's in a warehouse. A BDSM place. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I thought they just shut down completely. Ryan, were you a messenger bag person as a young adult or a drawstring bag kid? I don't know. I was whichever one I had at the time. I was probably actually no. I was more of a messenger bag person. I wasn't into like a. I never even been to like a con or anything like that. I was more of a, I was more of an artist as a kid. So I had a messenger bag with like my pencils and pens and markers and like my sketchbooks and stuff. Denny, I remember I went to New York City and played Wind Waker for the first time at Times Square Toys R Us when I was visiting foster family. Oh man, I remember when they had that Toys R Us in Times Square. They still had the Toys R Us. They still had FAO Schwartz back then. Which one? What does each one mean, Ryan? What does it mean to be a messenger bag or a drawstring bag kid? I think if I went to go play basketball, I had a drawstring bag. If I was playing ball, I had a messenger bag. I mean, drawstring bag. Lee Huang, is that the FGC barcode? No, is that the FGC barcode? What do you mean? Is there an FGC barcode? This was New York barcode. This is way back, probably. I mean, if there was an FGC barcode in New York, it's got to be this one. Like, this was probably the only, I want to say, mainstream arcade place we would play games back then. There was there was a place in Chinatown where we play like Street Fighter. Actually, there were a few places to play Street Fighter, and almost all of them were like comic book shops. And you'd find like a few cabinets in the back. There's a bar in Cali called Barcode that is FGC themed. Okay, yeah, definitely not that. This is in 2000. This is way back. This place is long gone. There you go, May 9th, 2000, 9 p.m. I'm trying to see if they have any other New York City's failed arcade. And the sad thing, and this is where this is what is difficult to understand or accept sometimes. Sometimes things are, you can have a great idea, but everybody has great ideas. Great ideas are worthless because everybody has great ideas all the damn time. It's execution and strategy. That's what differentiates. Great idea. Have an arcade in the middle of Times Square. I guess that's probably not a great idea, but let's say it's a great idea, right? It's like, okay, well, how do you create a profitable arcade in Times Square? Because imagine what the rent was like back then in 2000 to be in the middle of Times Square, one of the most highly trafficked areas in the world. How do you pull people into what you got going on? Especially with the name Barcode. It looks cool, but if you want to play video games in 2000, you don't know that for video games. We didn't know going in it was a video game place. We just thought it was really cool looking, and we were kind of scared to go in. We're like, are we? Because I think you had to be, I'm not sure, but we felt like you had to be 21 to go in. Because there was like drinking and alcohol and stuff, and it looked like it. And it had bar in the name. So when you go into like a business venture, can your venture generate enough income to make the venture profitable or sustainable? Renzo says, I've never played DDR. Tell me more about it. Playing DDR is awesome, Renzo. First time I ever saw it. These two Asian kids, there's their stereotype, and they were tag teaming, doing all kinds of like tag team moves on both of the not pads, on the platforms. They're using the bar. They're actually like doing flips and stuff over the bar. We were just like, wow. We spent so much money just playing DDR at that point. Every day we'd come back here just to play DDR. And where are we ever gonna play this again when we go back to Jacksonville? Because Jacksonville didn't have DDR back then. We didn't know if Jacksonville was ever gonna get it. So that's when we went and we bought the import versions. We saw that, it was out on PlayStation. And, we can buy these pads. And then we started customizing the pads. Like, we would put additional layers of tape and stuff underneath so they wouldn't slide off and whatnot. And whenever there was like a party or something going on, we'd get a call like, yo, Ryan, Sean, can you bring that, like, the dancing game? Can you bring the girls want the Bumblebee song? So we bring it and set it up everywhere around Jacksonville. I remember we had it at the boathouse at UNF one time. There was a party there. We set it up there. Ryan says, I was just wondering what kind of person you were when you traveled. Sports bag is definitely chaotic and neutral. Lots of fun, lots of trouble. Messenger bag believes in some law and good purpose. A pocket for everything. Okay, what if it means if I usually bring a backpack. Now I just bring a backpack. Maybe I'm utilitarian now. That's why. All right, Amelia, have a good one. Stop recommending crappy games. I'm kidding. Have a good one, Amelia. Renzo says, actually, did I show you that YouTube video of me playing DDR at Tilt? I was skinny and had highlights. No, shoot me this video. I want to see it. Right, I played DDR for the first time in a random truck stop in Oklahoma. Sweet. Like recently or like way, way back it was the first time when you played it? A truck stop in Oklahoma. Who would have thought? Renzo, oh wow. Set it up. Must have been heavy to move the DDR game. At the time, it was still complicated. Or not, it was a lot. Because you gotta think like way back then. Like everybody wasn't playing. This was being brought around for house parties, you know, and these weren't like gaming parties. These were just college parties. And they're like, hey, we wanted everybody got sucked into DDR. And especially girls would play DDR. So it was very similar to what happened with Rock Band. Rock Band became one of those things where you could bring Rock Band to a social, like a house party or whatnot, and you knew that guys and girls were going to play it, and it would become a social experience and something for everybody to watch and something for people to do. So it worked for everybody. But it was like, oh, does the TV have the right connections? Is the cables long enough? Is there gonna be enough space? Do we have to clear stuff out to put the pads down everywhere we went? Right, way back then, the robot dancer avatar. That's all I can remember. It might have been a different dancing game. No, it had the robot dancer. It was like a blockhead type thing. All right, let's make fun of Renzo on the stream. Holy crap! Is that Levi back there too? Yo, why does Levi look like he's about to steal something? Look, he's like watching you, just getting ready to like pick your pockets. First DDR I played was the Mario one. Yeah, I had actually that one too, that Mario DDR where Mario's like wannabe breakdancing on the cover. Baby Renzo. Yeah, actually working the pad. Go Levi! Go Levi! Go Levi! Go Levi! Go Levi! Ooh, oh! Oh! Look at Renzo go! Special moves using the... See, that's how you're supposed to use the bar. Leaning back on the bar? Nah. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Style points. Style points all day. Turnaround moves and all that. That's what I'm talking about. God, Levi, why you gotta look like you're like about to mean mug and shit? Looks like he's like Hirei stole 2 Subarus and doesn't want anyone to catch him. Look at the date, 2009. God dang. 2009. Charles says Renzo killing it. Levi, we're old as fuck. Okay. Y'all think you're old. And I want to put things in perspective for you. This is 2009, right? I played Dance Dance Revolution for the first time about a decade before then. That's how old I am. Let's see how young you are there. Rewind back 10 years. 10 years before then. I was playing it here. That's how old I am. Let's see. Rye's gonna change the tone. Let's see. What is this? This was someone's GAM dream that never got a chance to fruit. Created last year, never finished in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. Someone we forgot. Sometimes we forget that others live in a place where their dreams are our reality. Our nerd culture here is not perfect, but for someone else, it is Mecca. I thought about you when I saw this, Ryan. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Good for health, bad for education. Chibi's Anime Cafe. Is it not? Is it just the sign? Or is it like the whole thing? That's a cool sign. Saying it never got finished? That's sad. Levi, I was 19. Ah, you were a baby. Renzo, you were 17, so when you were about 7 and Levi was around 9. Was the first time I played Dance Dance Revolution. Renzo, I don't know what you mean by that, but also the #1 spot on Pump It Up at the same time. Just never made it because of COVID. That is sad. But you know, maybe down the road they can still come back to it. Hopefully, maybe. You know, especially if you have a dream, it's going to be crushed multiple times. You just gotta, if you have the vision for it and the commitment, the dedication, and the ability to adapt to make things work, you can still make it happen. And hopefully, this seems like a good idea. Well, like we were saying earlier, everybody's got good ideas. But hopefully this person can actually execute this well. When COVID is better. Not is better, when it's, less of an issue. Because launching a restaurant in general is risky. To do it during COVID is super scary. But unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes. See if I can find, what is it, Chibi's Anime Cafe? Maybe they'll still be able to do something. Especially because I would almost guarantee that nobody else has filled the space. Oh man, this sucks. Looks like they did get to open for a little while or something. Yeah, oh, that does suck. I'm sure they put so much money into this. Oh, damn, that sucks. Renzo, Ryan crushes my dream every day. I do. That was my nickname as a professor, was the Dream Crusher. Renzo, I saw him, my troll post, and get told no more than I get told you. Renzo says, so for real though, I've dreamed about opening a restaurant. I know it's hard, I've been told by Cliff, but it's still a dream of mine. And if it's a dream of yours, you know what? Go for it. just have to do it. So one of the things with GAM, you know, when we started and things got going a little bit, I started having my original vision started changing. You know, or no, maybe growing is the better word to say. And there were things where I saw, okay, we have this amazing untapped community in the city. How do we embrace that? How do I embrace all the things that I loved and that really wanted to be around when I was younger, but it just didn't have a chance? And so a big part of it back then was, okay, how do I, as GAM grows, how do I empower other parts of the community and create other leaders and other ways to support economy? Because you can't have these communities be successful without economies that go with it. You heard me talk about that before when we've talked about the nerd market and whatnot. So that's why when Dustin opened, you know, with VGR, we were very big on supporting Dustin. You know, we were huge on supporting Cliff with GLHF and so on and so forth. But then outside of just, so that was one thing. It's like, okay, here are our nerd businesses here. How do we support them? And fortunately, they were good businesses. Like there were good people behind it, and they were doing smart things. Because I'll be real with you, and I've told other people this. Just because you're local doesn't mean that I'm going to support you. That's the truth of it. If you have a bad business plan, or I don't think you're a good business person, that's not to say you're a bad person. If you're a bad business person, or if you have a bad idea, or if you have like a subpar, like a crappy product, even though you're local, I'm not going to support it. Because then I think that just perpetuates mediocrity and poor products and poor business. And inevitably it'll fail and it brings other people down with you. So fortunately we had those strong things. And then, you know, we tried to do as many things as we could with other businesses that weren't necessarily nerd related, but they appreciated gamers, or there were gamers in their leadership. And to show, again, it's trying to make sure there's an economy behind supporting this community. So, you know, that's when we used to do a lot of the meetups with Fusion Vapor or with Ardwolf. And we would always make sure that whatever we did, it wasn't us showing up. It was us showing up and showing that this community has the financial ability to put up businesses. And so the businesses, and I would have these conversations with the owners, need to respect the people that have the money that will continue to support their business, whether it was a nerd business or not. And it can't be just the nerd businesses, because if it is, it's too small a niche. You only have so many of those as it is. You need to be able to have other businesses, because, you know, our people, just like any other community, any other neighborhood, they need jobs too. They need things outside of just the fandoms. And as they're creating jobs in other places to spend money, they're also creating other opportunities, other networking abilities, opportunities to find other jobs to help other people. And it truly becomes a neighborhood at that point. So for something like, because now our neighborhood is so strong, we have a great neighborhood where I think a multitude of businesses could pop up now, and the people in the neighborhood at the very least would support it, and hopefully people outside the neighborhood would support it too. But I think we have enough where our core, the people around our blocks, would support it long enough where the other blocks can kind of notice it. So like if Renzo, oh God, we saw Adam when he would do this little cooking, like, hey, I just want to prepare some food. And I'll sell it to you in a parking lot. People signed up for that shit in droves. In droves. And part of it's because Adam is a wonderful cook, but also he's a great human being, and people know that. He has a history now. So opening, if Renzo was to open up a restaurant at some point, nobody would go because Renzo creates too much drama. No, I'm sure people would support it. And there's enough of a community with those who do know Renzo, and even those who don't, but would see another, whatever it is, that they would, depending on what the theme was, obviously, and the type of food, I think it'd have a decent chance. Plus, Renzo is very pragmatic when it comes to money. Sometimes. So for Chibi's Anime Cafe, I hope that Oklahoma has enough of a supportive community or has a strong enough neighborhood to bring it back once COVID kind of dies down a little bit. Who knows? I'm hopeful of that. I don't know. I know seeing something like this would scare a lot of people off too, to be honest. Renzo says you either adapt to change or get left behind. It's true. It's true. Renzo, y'all trying to buy PS5s at my restaurant, it'll be $1,000. Oh Lord. I want to open a Peruvian restaurant. Peruvian restaurant. I wish you the best of luck on that. That would definitely be a tough sell, not gonna lie, but I think you already know that. But also some things that I enjoy. Renzo Sanchez's Gold Bar Casino and Restaurant. Gold Bar, be right next to Gold Club. Renzo, I'll do some Japanese food too, since we lived in the Japanese part of Peru for a while. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck with that. Use some of that Bitcoin to open that up. That's a tough sell, man. That's a tough sell, Peruvian food. See, this is what I do. I crush dreams. All I do is crush dreams. Say Peruvian food is a tough sell, because even when I say that out loud, I say Peruvian food, I don't even know what food that is. Now, if there's a huge Peruvian community in Jacksonville, that's a different story. I don't know. I know, like, whenever there's a Filipino anything, everybody shows up in droves to support it because there's a big Filipino community here. It was like that with Jollibee, with that other like bakery place lately. But I also saw, what was it? Oh God, it was that. Damn it! On Southside Boulevard, like you're going towards Tinseltown. If Tinseltown was gonna be on your left, there was a restaurant on the left in one of the strip malls. I never got a chance to eat there. Adam used to recommend it all the time. That just recently closed down. That sucks. Lyndon says Filipinos. Yeah, man, Filipinos freaking support. But there's a huge Filipino population in Jacksonville. And everybody is like 1 degree away from somebody else. So like there's a very heavy support system. They support their neighborhood. Renzo, there's 2 Peruvian restaurants I know here in Jax. They've been around for a while. Yeah, Soto's. That's the one that closed. That sucks. Y'all ate there the last day they were open? Man, that really sucks for them. I heard good things about their food. I know I get Peruvian sauce from Angie's. That's about all I know about Peruvian. But I don't know. I'm sure Cliff can advise you all over the place. Renzo, it's not. It's not what? The food wasn't that good? Or might have been because it was the last day and they're kind of like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done. This is sad. I don't want to stay open anymore. I don't want to go through all this. Renzo, I make jokes about the only way that sauce is Peruvian is if the guy making the sauce was Peruvian. See, but okay, that is the problem that a lot of people that are too close to something have. Like, it's the same thing with the FGC thinking, these is how the games need to be, because this is how we play the games. You know, and I'm not discounting what you're saying, Renzo. You're probably right. But you think of like, hey, it's only Peruvian if a Peruvian person makes it. I guarantee you there aren't that many Italians making all that Italian sauce that's sitting on the store shelves that gets bought all the time. You know? Then he says, I lived around the corner from Soto's and they were great. That sucks that they closed down. Freak, I need to write those emails to the contest winners. That's where this started. All right, let's write these emails. We pull up their information. Congratulations on your UNF Game Room X Scam Smash Bros Online. Did I spell that right? No, I didn't. We can still talk. I just gotta work and do this stuff at the same time. Let's see here. I'm getting all the emails ready. Marissa says, no, I don't mean it that way. I mean it as if as there's nothing Peruvian about that sauce. Not the flavor, not the ingredients, not nothing. Gotcha. See, and that's what's so funny, because so you're probably absolutely right. But to the people that buy it, they think it's Peruvian. Explicitly, someone DM me about the prizes earlier. Yeah, someone messaged me too. I told them, I told 2 people that I'll be emailing them tonight. I guarantee you, at least one of these people won't actually be able to redeem their prizes, because it seems like nobody read the rules saying this is for UNF students and affiliates. Thank you again for participating in the February 11th, 2021. Before we award you your prize of $20 in Nintendo eShop currency. This is when people are going to be mad at me. But I'm like, it says it right there on the page where you sign up. Renzo, it's like if I took some water, added some lemon flavor, and called it barbecue sauce. Like, okay, sure, you can call it that, but it doesn't make it true. I've had, what's up, David Villadream? Hola, all you MVPs. What about the Peruvian sauce they sell in Publix? Do you feel like that's Peruvian or no? we have to validate that you are a UNF student or alumni to award you. I already said award. Please confirm you attend or have attended UNF and will get you the code within 24 hours. Thank you, and we hope to hear from you soon. Congrats. Right. All right, okay, sorry, they won $25. I should probably include an image of the contest so people don't get almost to serve as a reminder. Curtis, would you think that Paperboy would work out as a remake? Not really. I think it works as kind of like a retro collection thing and just like a throwback, but I mean, I guess you could. I guess you could. If you had the right person, you could do a really creative Paperboy remake. I'd be hard pressed to convince somebody to make a Paperboy remake. I don't know if there's enough equity in the name. I think most people that play Paperboy would be okay with playing Paperboy again. Maybe a remaster where they just update it and kind of improve the controls. What do you think? Okay, there's one. Let's see, there's two. Play this while we're finishing up these emails. Nintendo would be great at a remastered Paperboy. Yeah, I think something just like a light remaster. Because honestly, I don't think that many people would play it. And I don't think people would expect to spend more than $5 to $9 on it. Let's see. All right, let's get this one together for. See, they won $15 for coming in third. I love that whistle. Heard Marble Madness did come to my mind for a remake, but that probably won't work out. Yeah, I think Marble Madness kind of exists as a little bit in a weird way as Super Monkey Ball. Kinda, sort of. But you know, a lot of these games, if we remastered them or remade them today, they would be fine as mobile kind of games. They don't have to be big, full remakes. God dang it, Renzo. Stupid Pepsi man. Alright, there's 8. Crabs will not die. Crabs will not. Boy, I had my back during this whole tournament. And all right, doing the last one. Do Royal Mask. What's up, Daniel? I'm just trying to right now. Oh, thank you for the stars, Daniel. I appreciate it. Just thanks for having sex with me. Freaking awesome. Now I'm just distributing prizes and whatnot for the Smash Bros. Online tournament with UNF from last week. So I have to always confirm that the people were affiliated with UNF on some level. And that's the last of them. Renzo, want to cook some Peruvian food now. Daniel with the Burger King game? Burger King game? What are you up to, Daniel? What have you been up to? My God, it's 11:32. All right, we've contacted all of the Smash winners. I expect lots of angry emails. No, I'm kidding. 3D printing all day. I want to get into 3D printing. Wish Renzo would fix his 3D printer. I've emailed all the winners and will be waiting to hear back. Thank you again. This is kind of like sneaking. Oh god, my neck's killing me.
Welcome to Dubai.
All right.
Today is the inauguration of the scepter, and the ceremony is well underway. You will find Marcus Stuyvesant near the building's signature art installation. While a paranoid Carl Ingram has ensconced himself in his penthouse suite, security on highest alert. Mr. Gray is already in position and ready to assist. Good luck, 47.
All right.
47.
Let's kill some people.
47, do you copy? I'm here. Are you in position?
Now let me change the green.
Good. Get back to me when you're there.
Whoa, what happened there? I don't want that. Don't want that either. Don't want that. Don't want that. What happened to my other, There we go. And it's all about 47. Are y'all gonna see me die a lot? Can I run?
Locked. 47, use your camera and scan the lock, will you? I think I can override the Windows controls from here.
They should have made a better lock.
I'm in position.
47, the inauguration is taking place close by. Once you've infiltrated it, get your bearings. I'm sure there must be floor plans somewhere.
Understood.
We need absolute focus on this one. If Ingram and Stuyvesant are alerted to our presence, we may lose them for good. We are so close, 47.
Don't worry. They're not going anywhere.
Oh, there's someone over there. Grab the coin. Wish I could sneak faster. There we go. All right. Let's go kill some people. I mean, let's go sneaking. Balla! I'm gonna go ahead and save. Because I'm sure I'm gonna die a bunch. Man, nobody stopped me from walking back here?
Excuse me, you really shouldn't be here.
What?
I'm calling for help.
No, don't go. Oh, dang it. You know what that means?
Listen, asshole.
Do, 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 do.
Excuse me, you're trespassing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get out of here.
Mister.
My bad.
Good day.
My apologies. Yeah, you better keep on walking. They have a village and yeah, she's sleeping. She's having a great. Actually, she is just asleep. I didn't kill her. It wasn't necessary. Oh, is there a jacket over here? That's my skydiving suit. How exquisite, madame. Go to sleep. Bye. She fell, everybody. She fell. That was an accident. How luxurious.
I would like to address the Providence partners directly. I want them to know why this is happening. And I have an idea, but it requires you finding a map terminal.
Shit. No one ever taught you any manners?
Damn it. I want to see you, Nate. Nobody will notice this. He tripped, naked. Yeah, I've never seen him in a wig or anything. Kind of weird. Better save again.
Look, it's just a precaution.
I've been personally invited by the should have clearance. The name is Zaina Kazim.
Sir, I understand. But you can't enter without being searched. It's standard procedure.
This is ridiculous.
Well, that's how it is. Think about it and come back if you want. I'll be waiting upstairs in the reception. Understood?
Crystal.
Blimey! This is ridiculous.
Listen, I want to talk to the partners directly. Make them understand why all of this is happening. And that terminal gives me an idea. There's a server room near the Sheikh's personal reception. If you can gain access to it, we might be able to recover useful intel from it. We'll have to work together to hack the system, but it's our best shot.
No, our best shot is if I kill everybody.
Or do something worse than blowing cancer in your face.
Oh my god, what is your problem? You are.
Oh, it's super loud? My bad. Let me see if I can bring it down a little bit. Is that any better, Craig? Look at that view.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you too. How's everybody doing? You doing all right too? Bye! Oh. I did not mean to do that. Take this, Dr. Pepper.
Fire at will. Perpetrator is targeting civilians. Give him all you got! You're gonna...
Oh. Judo chop. Judo chop. I got a cannabis joint. Ah. The cannabis joint was no good. No. Vanish.
I think we're about to go from the frying pan into the
You'll
freezer.
never know.
Hey, look alive.
Because I am the ghost.
All right, you son of a bitch! I ain't got time for this. Come out.
I would not walk back over to that ledge.
Security breach. I need you to move now.
I understand.
All clear.
Oh my.
Got nothing. I guess it was nothing. Stand down, unit.
Lady, I don't want to have to, but I will.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah. Move out and investigate. On the double. Copy that. What's going on here? What happened? Time to step up your game. Leave the area. Leave the area. Go, go.
Look for evidence of struggle.
Reading 5 by 5. Nothing here, Command. Moving on. The purpose here. He has to be.
Nah, I'm not here.
You loud and clear.
Oh, he was an assassin? Yeah.
Come on, we're not gonna lose this guy. Anyone got a visual? Right over there.
Oh, crap.
Lost sight of suspect. Anyone see him? We lost him. He's long gone. Crap! He's gone.
Don't walk out there. Don't walk out there.
Command. Anybody there? Come in. Okay, I'm afraid to say we got some trouble coming. I'm not sure what he was wearing, but it was some sort of disguise.
Yeah. Area clear.
Hooah! Don't make this any worse on you. Make a faster play. Skip!
That guy's taking a beating. Oh, dang it. I did. I'm not gonna shoot that dragonfly. There's no need for it.
Don't let him take control of the situation.
Oh, crap. Oh, that took me down. They took me down. I guess I couldn't kill everybody. Or can I? Alright, you guys get to live this time.
What an amazing man. The axis of this tower didn't pop up on.
Nobody else freaking out because there's a body bag being dragged? Gonna go into lurk mode and get some sleep. Have a good night, everyone. Have a good night, Ann. What's up, y'all?
Your boss?
Terrence?
Seems pretty interesting.
Jerry? You're a little bit too casual there. Take your job more seriously. Same with you. Guys got it too good. Ah! That's what you get. They didn't even realize that your friend fell like that? Nope, go to sleep. Are you okay? I don't see any place to hide everybody right now, so I'm gonna have to go in the corner. I thought that would have killed the camera, but I guess not. Yeah. That's cool. So you could have either taken out the camera or deleted the evidence. And get a second person in there. Seven minutes to heaven. You guys have fun in there. Anything else in here? That seems like it's... Then when are they gonna come and fix that? Come on now.
I am good at this.
I feel like I should have a bunch of Arnold Schwarzenegger one-liners. Don't be a narc. See what happens.
I do not want to know what you are planning to do. You shouldn't have messed with me.
Oh crap. Oof.
Targets.
You guys are making this messier and messier. Oh, come on, hurry up, hurry up. Dang it, that one's full. Uh-oh. Sorry, lady. Here we go. What the hell just happened? What the... Oh man, how far back am I now? Hopefully that's pretty recent. Okay, good. Can I throw a banana at her? There we go. That worked out. Lady, stay down. Was that banana not enough? There's so much stuff to do in this level.
Do I know him?
I'm not sure I've seen you. Hello there. Mister? Hey, I'm
try to be. That disguise is not good enough. Hey, this guy's a real...
You guys are causing problems.
I need some help over here.
Oh my god, I can't shoot! Oh god, alright. I probably should have taken his disguise. Too late. I have a wrench. Alright, this is where I died last time, and I'm not quite sure as to why. So let's see, I unplug this. Did I get electrocuted? Is that what happened? Maybe I just shoot a hole in it? Do the same thing? Oh yeah, that works. At least now if I need an art disguise, I can come back and get that. What was that? Is that an explosive or? No. Oh, here, take a screwdriver. Ah. Alright, I'm turning in. It's getting late. Thank y'all for hanging out. We wasted so much time talking about remake games. Ugh. I'll see you later this week. The original. Do good.